So, you're building generative AI apps on AWS? You know that awesome feeling when you finally get it working. But what happens next? Today, we're going to tackle that exact problem: how to scale your creation. We'll be looking at how AWS CloudFormation can automate your entire Amazon Bedrock infrastructure. Let me paint a picture for you. You've just built this amazing Gen AI app using Amazon Bedrock. It's running perfectly in your dev environment. Awesome. But now, you got to deploy it to staging, and then to production. Oh, and maybe another environment for a new client. Sound familiar? I bet it does. You know, if you're doing all this by hand in the AWS console, you already know the pain. It's so much clicking, it's slow, and it's just so easy to miss one little setting. Trying to keep everything consistent across all those environments, it's a total headache. There has to be a better way, right? Well, that better way starts by taking on what we'll call the reusability challenge. And really, it's all about shifting your mindset, moving beyond the console to create a process that's solid, scalable, and most important of all, repeatable. The solution here is to stop thinking of your infrastructure as something you click together. Instead, start treating it like a blueprint. This is the whole idea behind infrastructure as code, and on AWS, the tool for the job is CloudFormation. You just write the plan, and AWS builds it for you. Perfectly. Every single time.
So what is CloudFormation really? Well, the official definition is all about modeling and setting up resources to spend less time managing them. But, I think of it a little more simply. It's a way to tell AWS what you want your setup to look like, and it figures out all the steps to make it happen. You describe the what, it handles the how.
And this comparison, it really hits the nail on the head. On one side, you've got the manual way, this tangled mess of clicks, just asking for human error, where trying to track changes is a complete nightmare. Then you have the new way, a clean, automated process where every single change can be tracked in version control, just like your application code. It's a totally different and way better way of working.
Now, the heart of all this is something called a CloudFormation template. And hey, don't be intimidated by that term. We're literally just talking about a simple text file. You write it in a standard format like JSON or YAML, and in that file, you just list out every single AWS resource your app needs. And if you're just starting out, there's even a visual tool called CloudFormation Designer to help you map it all out.
Okay, so we've covered the what, but the real magic, the really cool part, is when you see why this is so incredibly powerful for a service like Amazon Bedrock. This is what we're going to call the automation advantage. The whole idea is beautifully simple. It starts here. You describe your resources once. You define your agents, your knowledge bases, your guardrails, all of it, just one time, in that one template file.
And then, once that blueprint is written, you can provision the exact same resources over and over and over again. Every single deployment becomes a perfect, identical copy of the last one.
And you can do it anywhere, in multiple AWS accounts, across different regions around the world. That same template can deploy your Bedrock stack wherever you need it with just a few commands. This right here, this is how you build for true scale and reliability. Okay, so let's get specific. What exactly can you automate in your Bedrock setup? Let's open up the toolkit and see what's supported right now. And honestly, the support here is pretty amazing. We're not just talking about the basics. Of course, you can define your agents and knowledge bases, but look closer. You can manage your guardrails and their specific versions as code. That is huge for maintaining safety and compliance. You can automate complex logic with flows. And get this, you can even version control your prompts. This means your entire Bedrock application, from the logic to the safety features to the prompts themselves, can all live as code. So, you're probably thinking, okay, I'm sold. How do I get started with this? Well, the great news is you don't have to start from scratch. Let's talk about where to go from here to launch your learning. The best part is you are not starting from a blank page. The official AWS documentation is packed with practical examples. You can find ready-to-use JSON and YAML templates for key things like agents and knowledge bases. You can literally copy, paste, and tweak them to get started in just a few minutes. To help you out, here are the key resources you'll want to bookmark. If you're new to CloudFormation, definitely start with the home page and the user guide. But honestly, the most valuable link for what we're talking about today is that last one, the Amazon Bedrock Resource Type Reference. That's your treasure map. That's where you'll find all the specific code examples for every Bedrock component you want to deploy. So there you have it. We've gone from the pain of manual clicks to the power of automated, repeatable deployments. Being able to treat your generative AI infrastructure as code, it's not just a nice to have, it's a fundamental shift in how you can build and scale. The power is in your hands, which leaves just one question for you. What will you automate first?